Good morning, students. So, the same chapter we have to discuss physical features of India, page 14 now. So, on page 13, in grade ninth, we have discussed the earlier features, the peninsular plateau, we have discussed the northern plains, we have discussed western ghats and eastern ghats within the Deccan Plateau, within the peninsular part of India, we have discussed. So, on page 14, now we have to discuss the Indian desert, another physical feature, the Indian desert. So the Indian desert, student, lies towards the western margins of the Aravalli Hills. Indian desert, as you know, is covered with sand dunes. That is the uneven sandy plains which is covered by sand dunes. So this region receives very less rainfall and it has arid climate with very low vegetation. So arid climate where no vegetation is there, or very less vegetation is found, means desert like conditions are there, and streams appear during the rainy season, and soon after they disappear into the sand as they do not have enough water to reach the sea. So only during the rainy season the streams are visible, and after that they disappear because the water content, the water level is very less in those streams, and Luni is the only large river in this region. And the another important feature of Indian desert is the visibility of barchans. What is a barchan? Barchan is a crescent shaped sand dunes found in the Thar desert. So this is very important question from 1 mark perspective. What is barchan? So this is crescent shaped sand dunes found in the Thar desert, and these barchans are prominent near Indo-Pakistan boundary. And if you visit Jaisalmer, then you can see this group of barchans there. So this was our Indian desert. Now the next which we have to see is the coastal plains. Now the stretch of the narrow coastal strips at the margin of peninsular plateau. So these are our coastal plains. So these strips run along the Arabian Sea on the west and Bay of Bengal on the east. Now it is divided into western coastal plains and eastern coastal plains. Now the western coastal plains, it is a narrow plain sandwiched between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea, and it consists of three sections: Konkan, that is from Mumbai to Goa, is the Konkan plains, coastal plains, then Kannad plains, the Karnataka one portion, and the Malabar coast in Kerala. And the rivers on the west coast forms estuary. Please keep this in mind. They forms estuary. Estuary means area where the freshwater river meets the ocean, and it contains the brackish water. So on the eastern side the rivers form the deltas, and on the western sides rivers form the estuaries. Estuary means when the freshwater river it meets the ocean. So there in the estuary we found brackish water. In brackish water the salt content is less, and in the sea water salt content is high, and in the fresh water there is no salt content. So when the fresh water meets the sea water it makes a brackish water. So the in estuaries the brackish water is found. So that is a estuary. So please keep this in mind, this is important. Then the eastern coastal plains, so the coastal area, these are wide and level along the Bay of Bengal, and it consists of two sections: Nadran Sirkar and Coromandel coast. Nadran Sirkar is the area of Odisha, okay, and it covers half of Andhra Pradesh, and then Coromandel coast is your Tamil Nadu portion. And rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, they forms a delta on the east coast. So the western rivers, they do not form the delta, whereas they form the estuaries, because Deccan Plateau is eastward sloping, that is the western coast is elevated as compared to the eastern coast. So they deposit sediment silts before entering into a sea and can form delta. So delta, the area of the low flat land, sometimes shaped like a triangle, where a river diverts into several small rivers before flowing into a sea. So that was our delta. So now we have discussed the two physical features, the Indian desert and the coastal plains. Now we are left with the islands, and that we will cover in our next video.